We should show Cumia.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you got this? Look at this. Kevin Brennan quits Cumia again. But this one was good. You cut to me. We've got a lot of people leaving Compound Media. You know, Compound Media, this is big here on Red Bar. Mike versus Anthony Cumia. That's me versus Anthony Cumia. I've always really desired to be the one that finally really puts the last notch in this guy's reputation. And let's disclose this. I used to work for Anthony Cumia. This is pretty crazy.
You used to volunteer for him.
Yeah, I volunteered for him. Listen to this. So, Opie and I'm going to do the very shortest version of the story in the world because there are people who are here from Salvo's news team. Got to explain it to them or they'll tune out. Anthony Cumia was part of the Opie and Anthony show. He was the Anthony from that show out of New York City. Very famous show, very big. He got very big and popular. Anthony was fired many, many years ago for calling a black person a savage on Twitter. This was far before anybody had been really canceled for it. This was before cancel culture. He was in Times Square taking photos of black people. And then this black woman got in a fight with him, and he went on Twitter and did this whole rant about how they're savages, they aren't people. So XM Radio fired Anthony, and about a year or two later, Anthony opens up his own network and his own podcast which is now called Compound Media. And still, when he opened it, everybody still had high hopes for Anthony because he was a pretty big celebrity. This was before all these crap influencers who came and went. So he was still a big name in radio, and that was a big deal in New York City, and it was syndicated. It was a big deal. So he opens his network, and people think this could be, they still knew him as the Anthony from Opie and Anthony, the successful guy. And we were on that very network alongside Gavin McInnes before he started the Proud Boys. You know the Proud Boys, the group from the news? The leader of the Proud Boys was my coworker. I met him for dinner. I had filled in for Gavin a few times when he was out doing something else. And then the Compound Media people saw me and they gave me my own show on Compound Media. Remember this?
What an honor.
And then, very shortly after I got the show, they started sending me emails telling me I had to stop talking about certain people. I would do, what Red Bar is. We sit around, we talk about, and we started bashing this comedian that Compound Media was friends with, Joe Matarese. And Joe Matarese's wife was so mad that I was giving Joe so much stress that she called Compound Media and told Anthony Cumia and the other guys there that you got to shut this guy up. He's on your network. He's talking about Joe. He's driving Joe nuts. So they yelled at me about that. They told me I couldn't talk about that. They sent me many more emails throughout the time I worked with them telling me certain things I couldn't talk about. They didn't want me saying the N-word. They thought that was lowbrow. I can't believe it. And they were also, their tagline was the Free Speech Network. And they kept telling me what I couldn't and couldn't say. So I said, listen, that's fine. It's just not going to work. We're going to quit. And then when we quit, they did the thing that you've seen people do. You can't believe people actually do this. We quit. And then the next day they came on their network telling everybody that they fired us. That was the moment I knew, I'm not just dealing with guys I don't like. I'm dealing with liars, real liars. And if they could lie, and we had all the receipts. We had all the emails showing when I quit and their response to that and everything. And they still went on the air and said I was fired. So that's a very short version. And I bring that up because there's a big difference between not liking somebody and somebody that's willing to tell a lie. And when I saw that Cumia was a liar, not just a guy that maybe it wasn't going to work out with, but he's a liar. It was my job, my life's mission, to now bust him on every little lie and find him doing all these little things. And boy, did we. And years went on, and this was the fucking Cumia show. I mean, it was day in and day out, Cumia incidents. This guy did it all. Every bad thing a person could do, he's done it all. And we've watched as Gavin left the network, I left the network, Legion of Skanks left the network, Aaron Berg has left the network. And we cut to a time now where Cumia is really left with nobody. He's got this big network. He's paying for a big studio in New York City. He's got a lot of money that he's paying for this whole operation to stay afloat. And literally right now, it's just him. We got a photo of it. Look at this. Wait till you see the schedule now. I mean, this is pretty bleak. So again, this is like watching Brian Callen's views go down. We're witnessing in real time. This is it. So are these the shows here? Is this what
yeah,
you want
it's
me to show?
at the top. There's a carousel. It went away.
This one, yeah.
Do that.
Look at this. So you've got the Bill Schultz is still with him. He's getting no views. You've got Bill Schultz. You've got The Dump. What is this? I think they show the shows below. Here, look at this. You've got The Dump with Steve Conti. Does anyone know what that is?
I've never heard of that one.
You've got that, James. And again, these were all like Cumia's little New York scuzz. I mean, they're pulling in maybe 20 to 30 views for these shows. You've got the West. This is about their biggest show right now. Chrissy Marr,
She's
the present stealer. Chrissy Marr is the biggest star of the network. Chrissy, boy, have I got a deal for you today. Keep listening, Chrissy. I got a deal for you. And then, of course, In Hot Water broke up. You saw Aaron Berg go. That was their other big show, but they're really left with nothing. Oh, yeah, Dave Landau left. Dave Landau was Cumia's co-host. He is now Steven Crowder's co-host. And he's very upset that he's not getting any of the $50 million. I hear Dave Landau might not be coming back. Dave Landau might be nowhere now. So Cumia's really left with no one. And one of the last guys he had, and it was bringing in.
Now you're getting ads for Invicta.
No, on Cumia. Look how shitty Cumia's site is. Cumia's site. This is real. Anthony Cumia's site is so shitty that it has targeted banner ads all over. I mean, look at this. This is the website. Targeted banner ad, like old school banner ads from sites from long ago. And the main ad that I'm being targeted with already, just from telling the Aaron Berg story. Aaron Berg, of course, was on In Hot Water, and now I'm getting ads on Compound Media for Aaron Berg's watch that we just went over. That's nuts. That's cheap. How much money do you think he makes from that? I mean, how much money would these banner ads have to pay for you to junk up your site? Barbarian?
And they pay nothing. They're the cheapest ads you could add to your site.
Look at this down here. You got this recycle sign protected by reCAPTCHA. I mean, the site's a mess. It really shows how low they went. They've really gotten, I don't know, again, like Brian Callen, I don't know how he's paying the bills. But you got to see the latest. Their last guy, Neil Brennan's brother, Kevin Brennan. Okay, we all know Kevin. He was their last show, and this all kind of came out the other day. This was so heartwarming and fun to watch. Let's see this. Cumia yells about Kevin Brennan. Should I just open this first link here from Facebook?
Yeah, that's like the long video that we watched.
Yeah, this was so funny. Kevin Brennan no longer with Cumia, and Cumia is kind of at his wit's end with all this.
When Cumia starts to get all frustrated, don't you start feeling, it's like a little sad for him.
Yeah.
Back, and it's Thursday, which normally means, and my throat is still fucked up, so, you know.
Look at this monster.
Sorry. Thursday, usually,
this is the same guy. We caught him following multiple 13 and 14-year-old girls on his Instagram account, like Bikini Babe 13-year-olds.
Why did you say that right after I just said I feel bad?
Yeah, well, we got to remind people.
Yes,
you got to remind people.
Thank you. That's why you have to.
If you go to his Twitter, Apartment Boss on Twitter, you will see the craziest nominee N-word stuff you've ever seen. He's a legit monster. I mean, we don't have any proof that he's a pedophile, but I pretty much would bet everything I have that he is. He's the closest we've got to a real human pedophile. So remember, you always got to remember that. He took a 17-year-old girl to her prom or his prom or some fucking school dance. And the 17-year-old girl's parents, him looking like this, allowed him to take their daughter. He got written consent from the parents, and they all took a picture before the event. It was him, who's in his 60s, a 17-year-old girl, and the girl's parents allowed it because he was Anthony Cumia from the radio. They allowed their daughter to go on a date with him and have sex, probably. Ooh. If you have sex with a 17-year-old girl at this age, you're a pedophile. And she looked like 15. She had like braces, pigtails. She was like a nerd kid.
What about this?
This is real. Yeah.
Cumia Manor. It's Cumia and whatever his heart desires.
Cumia Manor, whatever type of girls he wants, and they just do whatever the fuck they want to him, and we get to film it. Yeah. I love it. All right, what's our first time code?
You feel like 7 minutes.
7 minutes. This is a good tape. You get to see Cumia crushed again. We're going to see his dreams crushed. We're going to see his emotions. 7 minutes in. Let's get kicking.
Take the umbrella.
Oh, he's sitting here with Jim Florentine, another bum. I heard this guy's really scared of me. Now, this is another guy who's making no money. He admits here later in the show that he does stand-up shows and he gets paid $25 an appearance. That's his fee. When he does a show in New York, $25. So that's why he's hanging out with Cumia every day. He's got to take whatever he can get. He's got very little money.
Put away for a few
minutes. Right, yeah.
You walk through the tunnel. He's fucking, I don't know. He told me, look, I got no qualms. Let's see what he said.
Oh, yeah. So this started off. So Kevin Brennan and this old timer, another junky, dirtbaggy guy. What is his name?
Bob Levy.
Bob Levy. He calls himself, he goes by the Reverend Bob Levy. He's this old shitty man, an icon in stand-up comedy. Maybe 30 years ago, he had some traction with some of the other famous comics, so his name was carried along. He's nothing now. He's another one of these. You know, they're one level above homeless. Really, all these guys.
You kind of sounded like him there when you said that.
Jim Florentine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've got Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan. I guess they do a show together on Compound Media. And they both called Cumia today saying they're not coming in today. And here's what happened.
I think that they were just going to be guests and that they're like recurring guests.
Oh, that's it? They don't have a show there?
I don't think so. Remember, Kevin quit his show at Compound years ago,
But then I think he got another one. I don't know.
He wasn't on the list.
Well, here it is.
I don't think I'm telling tales out of school. What is that? That old saying? Let's see my messages.
If they were just going to be a guest on a show, this is even more ridiculous.
That's what I thought. Correct me.
Well, were they paid guests or something? Co-hosts? Yeah, I think so. Wasn't he paying him $100 a week?
Maybe you know how he has a show with Gavin once a week? Maybe they come on like once a week.
They come on once a week and he pays them $100 a week to be on. Okay, that's the story.
Let's just stick with that.
Let's see.
Sure.
You fucking dummy. It's Twitter. Where is he? There he is.
So he's on live right now, and Kevin and Bob aren't there.
Okay, boomer. Anthony, I won't be making it up today.
This is Bob Levy.
Sorry for being last minute, but I'm going more full time with Brennan and Shuley from home. Now, that doesn't kind of explain not showing up today or it being short-term notice today. If that's what you want to pursue and do now, that's fine. It's his prerogative. He's a big boy. He does his own shit. I get that. But But what, you're doing a show right now with Shuli and Brennan? I don't know. But that kind of doesn't explain the not showing up today. But
it seems like it's a lot easier to do a show when you don't have to leave your house.
And I understand
to come
that.
here. But it's at some point.
Understanding.
So yeah, when these guys say they're doing a show at home, they're on the Brady Bunch here with the 4 Zoom squares. These losers, they're sitting there for 700 people taking super chats. So the idea here, the theory is, these 2 old timers who didn't show up today, they'd rather sit at home and do their Zoom show for super chat money. The super chat money pays more than the $100 a week Cumia was able to pay. So they'd rather sit at home and collect the super chats. Even if they break even, they'd rather get $100 sitting on their ass at home wearing their Xbox mics than pay for parking. And believe me, a lot of this not coming in business is because they got to pay for transportation. These are the type of guys who they'll do something like that over a $20 thing that they'll lose. They're not going to lose $20.
And I mean, this podcast has 900 patrons.
Yeah, well, that's pretty big too. What's 900 times 3? Still a lot of money for Kevin Brennan. Split
at some point,
ways.
you got to leave your fucking house.
Leave your house.
You got to leave your house.
That.
At some point, you have to.
At some point, you gotta go back.
I'm getting $25 tonight at the Stand.
Yeah.
At like 7:30 to do a show.
There you go.
I get a lot more than that, but I'm like, all right, it's New York City.
Yeah.
It doesn't even cover all my expenses.
No shit.
But it's also...
But I don't hold them for hostage. Go, look, I'm not showing up. I'm only getting 25.
Right.
He's like, well, Robert Kelly's getting 25 too.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope nobody's doing comedy for $25. What is the excuse behind that?
I mean, you guys need to unionize. What are you doing?
You're telling me you go to a comedy club that's charging tickets at the door, they're selling drinks, and they're handing you $25 as a 68-year-old entertainer? I mean, that's probably as pathetic as it gets. This isn't the old days. You're not getting any exposure from doing a 35-seater in New York City, getting $25. Your days of getting exposure are over, fellas. You need a job.
You know, and Aaron Burr's getting $25 too. So you want more?
It's the right.
Well, Aaron Berg, if he does 3.5 shows, he could finally save up to get a 4th watch after buying 2 and getting 1 free.
Yeah, Bob Kelly just opened for Louis in Chicago to a packed house. I'm sure he made more than $25, but it's part of the deal of comedy clubs, especially in New York City, especially a name club like the Stand. You're going to get yourself in front of an audience. You could try out new shit. It's almost kind of a quid pro quo thing. You're getting something out of it. The comics are getting something out of doing.
He's trying to justify. He's like, yeah, I only pay you $100, but you're getting a lot out of it. But nobody is getting anything out of it, you see. Nobody watches Anthony Cumia's show on Compound Media. I mean, I can't imagine there's more than a couple hundred views per episode anymore.
Stage time at the Stand. And then it's like, here, $25, whatever.
That's what it was like. You know, if you were a comic and you didn't come into the city because you're making a lot of money on the road, you go, hey, I'm making $1,200 for a weekend. Why would I come in and make $10 at the comic strip on a Monday? It's like, it's not about that. It's about being seen and on TV. So those guys were like, no, I don't get paid. I'm not doing that. So they never came in. And, me and Norton came in from the beginning. We drive in from Jersey like 3 times a week. Yeah. Is what we need to do. And just hang out at the clubs and hopefully they'll put us on. And eventually they did. But that's what you got to take the fucking bullet on that shit.
Take the bullet.
Ooh, imagine how depressing and dusty that would be to be these guys.
Some guy said that he's going to explain the situation, and this is what he said.
Yeah.
Cumia claimed no podcast pay guests, which is why he stopped having him on. Brennan's point is that you put him on payroll for $100 a week as a quote-unquote guest, so that's not really a guest.
Yeah, that's more of a co-host, right?
I guess so.
Okay.
Take what they're paying.
I still work for Sirius doing a show on Ozzy's Boneyard. I get paid shit, but I just like doing it.
Yeah, and
I'm like, all right, whatever.
That's another thing.
Kevin
it's not a lot of
money.
Well, Kevin wants to be paid. He doesn't want to do it for free. He's not getting any exposure, you see? This ain't the Boneyard, okay? This is far from the Boneyard on Sirius XM, which probably has a very small viewership as well.
money. It's not. It's still, I've been doing it for 10 years and it's still not a lot of money, but whatever. I get to plug my gigs and fuck
gigs.
That's it.
You enjoy doing it. Like silly me, I thought Kevin Brennan was actually having some fun here. I don't know.
This is great.
Is he capable?
Well, he can have.
So Cumia, this is Hurt Cumia, and we see him here in this seat in this same set because he's never updated the set. How many times have we sat here watching Hurt Cumia? Guys, this is Hurt Cumia part 12.
See, doesn't it really cut deep?
It does because you see it. He wears it on his sleeve. Yeah, you'll see it through this. Let's watch some more.
Fun in spurts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Very limited amounts of fun. It's fun actually causes him physical pain. He's not able to have fun. So here's the rest of the Levy files. Brennan and Shuley from home. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
I love you. And all you've done for me, it's just business.
Did he put in parentheses, I don't want to burn a bridge with you,
I
Anthony?
want to make it perfectly clear. None of this is business. It is old men playing around. There's no business happening here or at Kevin's show or with Bob Levy. You're all out of business, in fact. It would be better to sell all this stuff and move away.
No, he didn't.
Okay,
in there, but
that's what I'm kind of reading through that.
Yeah, it seems like that's the message here.
Yeah.
Like, look, I don't want to fuck shit up, but, I'm running with...
Just in case I want to come back and, you know, in a month or so and go, you know what, I should go back in.
I have a fucking a club in Jersey with Brennan. If I go on your show and Brennan's shitting on it and say it could cause problems. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. If it's cool, I would love to be able to do a show with you when I figure my day off because I have so much fun up there with you. I'll see you next week in Rochester. Yeah, we're doing the Dabble Con up in Rochester.
You ain't seeing that.
And we'll have a blast. Love you, brother, and I mean that.
Okay.
I put, all right, kind of blows, but business. That was my answer to that.
Oh.
Because, look.
Look at him.
I've been the nice guy for fucking years sitting here. I have been. I've just let people do whatever they want, and I get because I understand. A lot of it is business. And in this business, it doesn't work like every other place or business. It's just what it is. So I'm fine. Look, Gavin's one of my dearest friends. And he one day just decided to get up and leave and go somewhere else because he wasn't under contract here. Now, I probably should have had everyone sign these steadfast fucking locked-in contracts. Oh, you want to go there? Well, you can't. You're under contract. And then you have a miserable fuck sitting there doing a shitty show. And I don't want to be the guy that was the other guy on when I was signing a deal.
Okay, then don't run a network, idiot. You have to, if you're running a business, you kind of have to run a business, Or don't complain when everybody leaves, and now you're stuck with this $100,000 a month bill, and it's just your show trying to bring in the bucks now?
And going, fuck, now I'm locked into this thing. I understand that. You want to do something else, feel free to do it. I get it. But there's a way to do it. And there's another way that makes it seem like you're fucking somebody or taking advantage of someone's good fucking nature.
Yes.
And I've kind of felt that way over the course of the years with a few people. So while I understand, Bob, that it's business, and I do understand that, so was cutting off a horse's head and shoving it in Waltz's bed. Ooh. That was business.
It's very New York.
So Johnny Fontaine could get the part in that picture.
These guys love The Sopranos still.
Great movie. But while I understand business, this is kind of fucked up. Ooh. Right up until I got what I just read you today, Levy was coming in. Right up until I read on Twitter last night that Brennan wasn't coming in. Brennan was coming in.
So that's how little of respect these guys have for you. They're going to tell you they're not coming in mid-show. Love you, bye! And now they're streaming on their own site on YouTube.
And while I love the fact that Jim is here, we were hoping that it was going to be four guys shitting on each other today.
Yes. That's I was ready. It was great.
Fucking right. So yeah, that's kind of the situation now. So I don't fucking know.
Drink that
I
beer.
don't know. I know, look, people in entertainment, podcasting, comedy, whatever. I know they're not the most responsible motherfuckers in the world. I get it. You like to go out, have a little fun. And, we're kind of spur of the moment, whatever it is.
No, you're all in your 50s and 60s now. The being not responsible and spur of the moment, that was years and years and years ago. That's all over with.
But there's so much fucking unnecessary drama going on.
Yes.
Let me see. Hold on.
Look at this.
This is good. Boop, boop, boop.
Here we go.
Bingo. Kevin, what's up? And it's not Brennan.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, just wanted to let you know that Brennan, Levy, and the great Chad Zumach are going the ways of the Opster and working for Super Chats right now with the live show on YouTube at the exact same time your show started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so here they are. They're live. They were supposed to be on his show. He's bitching about them not being here. Here the boys are
They look
in
so
their
guilty.
square. Look how guilty they all look. Here's Bob Levy. Here's this Chad Zuma. I don't even like to mention his name. I don't even like for him to know that I know he exists. This loser, I do not know his name. And here's Kevin Brennan again. Very guilty bunch. They're in their state. Look at Bob Levy's setup with the little lights coming down. That's very nice.
Green screen.
That's what?
It's like a fake background.
Oh. So none of them have a nice look at
like
this.
a $12.5 million LA.
Yeah, I thought he was in like a
with
really you know how like when rich
rustic
people
concrete wall.
you know how when rich people Zoom, they never really pick a flattering wall to be in front of, but you can kind of get the idea that it's part of a really expensive house. That's kind of what I thought he had going on there. But no, of course not. That's all fake. All right, let's see what happens.
Oh, is this their show right now? Oh,
yeah,
my
live
God.
right now.
Thanks for the heads up. Could you turn up the volume?
Couldn't be more
I said,
perfect timing.
Are you doing that show? He goes, no, I'm not. He goes, I'm not really hanging out there anymore. He goes, I'm up for something at SNL.
So Cumia has tuned in live. And he tuned in right at the right time because they're talking about him. And look at Cumia. Look how nervous he is down here. Look at him. Look at that screen. The pain of 1,000 burrows back here. Look at his face watching this. So let's hear. He gets to watch his own hell.
So I thought it was like a writer gig. I didn't know. Anyway, so he goes, what were they paying you there?
So he tunes in. They just happen to be shitting on Compound Media, talking about the pay. Uh-oh.
And I told him, and then he goes, yeah, I was making like $250 a week or something because I guess they paid him and his friend Tommy Pope. They had us put $500. So everybody leaves there because the Landau fucking left. Landau left.
Oh, and look at Cumia down here reacting. I got to keep showing you him. Look at him. He's got his hands out.
You should stay on him because Kevin you can imagine what he looks like.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's just stay on him. That's a great idea. Yeah, let's stay on Cumia's reaction. This is perfect.
Everybody leaves. Everybody leaves because they're cheap as fuck. They always make the Jews and doing the Jew characters, and Shuli's a Jew and Drew's a Jew. They're cheap as fuck over there. Ooh. They're literally cheap as fuck.
Imagine. This is why you don't tune in live, dummy. So, yeah, this guy's going, yeah, they're always making fun of the Jews and how cheap Jews are. They're cheaper than any Jew I've ever met. And Cumia is outraged, of course.
So everybody leaves because they don't pay.
They don't pay.
What? You guys this is like Inception right now. I'm watching Anthony.
Every time somebody's watching somebody else, they got to say this is like Inception. It ain't like Inception. It never was. It's just some screens. You got to get over it, please. We don't need to hear how it's like Inception.
He's watching us.
Who's paying more? Who's paying more than we're paying over here?
They're watching
great radio.
Who's fucking paying more than we're paying over here for shows? Yeah. They're not. They make deals. You have to have a Patreon. You have to have sponsors. The company themselves aren't paying people.
Protest.
I'm jerking my
And
cock
Zuma
off.
can shut the fuck up.
Yes.
That little cunt.
He's mad.
Listen.
No,
we don't
I
like
think Chad's on your side.
I don't know.
He knows, but no, I want to ask Bob. Ask Bob how much does he get paid to go on a
For
podcast?
$100 when I know fucking pieces of shit like Gino Bisconte and fucking Bill Schultz make more than that. Like, I know that for a fact.
I thought it
They're
was cheap.
human garbage. They're like literally have nowhere to go. That's the only reason they're still there. They have nowhere to go.
They have nowhere to go. They're human garbage. The only reason they're on. Look at that fool sip. That is a sip of beer.
PG Maddie in the chat says, "How is Cumia still in the balding process?"
I know,
and that's
it's
a great
really-
point. Like, how has he not
I
lost
don't
the whole
know.
top? By
I have
now?
no idea what's going on.
It's incredible, actually.
Look at that beer sip, eyes wide open, staring down the barrel of a beer as if he's going to commit suicide with the beer. Well, let's watch Cumia watch himself take it in the ass.
They don't pay them well. Bill Schultz has a roommate in a windowless apartment. Is that even possible?
That's the host of his morning show, Bill Schultz. He has a room in a windowless apartment. And Cumia is sitting there. Now, isn't it embarrassing? Your guy, he makes this guy do 5 days a week as their 2-hour morning show every day. Shouldn't he have enough money to get an apartment?
That apartment since he's done a show here.
No windows.
I'm paying him enough for a windowless apartment.
And he has a
He had it when he was doing
roommate in
Red
a
Eye.
windowless
Yeah,
apartment.
yeah.
Gino Bisconte lived on Kevin Dabrowski's couch. It's one thing I remember.
Why?
Phil
It's my
Hanley
responsibility to
broke up
make
his
sure these
girlfriend.
people are
He was
housed and fed.
It's my responsibility to make sure these people are housed and fed. How about don't work with people who are that close to the edge? How about if you want to be on the radio, you got to have a house to live in. You got to have yourself an apartment. You got to be able to buy food. That's what we're talking about here. And these guys were all approaching 60. This is the best thing I've ever seen. This is exactly how I wanted it to end. You know, a mess like this.
Fucking
beautiful apartment on the Upper West Side. And he goes, yeah, I got my own bathroom, own fucking bedroom. She's
And
really
again, you
taking care
came
of
in
me.
for
But
2
when you're
hours
living
on my
Kevin
show.
Dabrowski's couch,
You weren't doing the
He's getting
show
mad.
open micer.
4 days a week.
And Gino's
If I was
living
paying him
on his
$100 to do a
fucking
show
couch,
by himself 4 days a week, of course I did at one point.
So are you sticking
How much did he make?
E-Rock? Is that
Where's E-Rock? Of course he's not here.
I ain't $100.
How much did I pay
ain't
Kevin Brennan
$100.
for
I
his
made it
4-day-a-week
clear. I
show?
made it
Or
clear.
did he do
I
one
ain't
day?
coming
One day a week.
$100.
I think 2 days a week.
No, then he started doing 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did we pay him then?
Fucking Twitter.
I'm sure it wasn't just $100.
I remember he was mad because we wanted to. He was doing an hour and a half twice a week, and we wanted to make it an hour twice a week and pay him the same amount, and he got mad. He was doing less time and got paid the same. I don't know what it was, but I remember that.
And by the way, the Landau thing, this is something, Brennan, he talks out his fucking asshole. He doesn't understand. Landau left because they offered him a fuckload of money over there. I'll tell you, I was paying Landau $100,000 a year. Fucking Landau was making $100,000 a year.
That's good
to
money.
sit there and do. That's good fucking money. That's cheap. Fuck off.
Wow.
That's it. Now I'm out with Brennan. If he fucking wants to come back here, he can't. I'm done with Kevin Brennan. There. Done. Yes. Holy fuck. $100. You're a guest on my show. Out of the kindness of my heart, I gave you money for gas. Holy shit. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes.
Bring a kid with you. It wasn't a problem. Compound daycare center for 2 fucking hours. And I'm a piece of shit. Holy fuck, Brennan. Oh my God. And poor Levy. He's saddled with that. And he's choosing, good, go there. I'm sure I know the Patreon is
That's
fucking.
just like a movie. No good. Go there. That's great. This is what I want to hear. And this happens every day at Compound. Almost every episode, there's some big battle.
Do you think
awesome.
that Cumia actually paid Landau $100K?
I don't know. I hope
biggest
Landau
check
comes out and
that
goes, I was only getting paid $60K. That would be great
It's also
if that was a
funny
lie.
if Cumia actually did do the biggest check he's
Yes, ever, just to Dave Landau. It's like, what kind of idiot?
And then he just left.
Dave Landau must be going, I must be like a magical bear. Crowder wants me, Cumia's paying. Why would anyone give that guy a dime?
We should watch Landau's sketch show.
Yeah, that's great. All right, let's hear some more.
And shit. And I wonder why.
You want to celebrate this with me, guys?
I wonder why.
If it's $200, that's not going to be enough.
Of course
not. And then if it's $250, that won't be enough.
That won't be enough.
And if it's $300, it won't.
Of course not. Do you hear what they're saying? If it's $200, that wouldn't be enough. And then if it was $210, that probably wouldn't be enough with these guys. Yeah, most people don't get like nudged over the edge from $10 increments of a pay raise. You hear what this guy's saying? This is how poor these people have become. I love watching these guys get broke. I mean, it's like the funnest thing I could ever think of.
Never enough.
And then it's like, I got to come in 2 days a week, and then I got to come in 3 days a week. Yeah. And I'm going to come in 4 days. So it's never going to be enough. That's how, like, Jackie the Joke Man ruined his career. He always wanted more, whether it was a comedy club or the Stern Show. For negotiation, he would always sit out. I want more. I want more. Comedy club, he want $300 more every time. Give me $300. Give me $500. Like, come on, fucking relax.
Everything was fucking dandy.
This guy's living in some old time money times. This guy wanted $300, $500. It's like, yes, that's a very low payment. I mean, this guy was getting up there. He was like, I want $300 to perform. Are you kidding me? It's like, no, that's a very, very low amount of cash.
And then he just got to keep fucking pushing. And I swear to you.
I love that part. Listen to that. They just got to keep fucking pushing. Isn't this great? I mean, it really gets worse and worse. You don't even have to do anything. You just sit back, and every year we get a Cumia thing.
Every time. Give me $300. Give me $500. Like, come on, let's fucking relax.
Everything was fucking dandy. And then he just got to keep fucking pushing. And I swear to you, how many fucking times I say, and I'll still say Brennan's a funny motherfucker. I think he's extremely funny. But holy fuck, is that a damaged individual? He's fucking damaged. The guy doesn't know when someone's actually sincerely enjoying his company, appreciating what he does.
Breaks our heart.
He just got to turn around like a fucking pit bull and rip someone's throat out. The guy was petting you. He was feeding you something. Oh, it's a pit bull. Oh, okay. And now I understand why you turned around and ripped the throat out of the guy that was patting him on the head.
Wow.
That's Brennan. You pat him on the head, he rips your fucking throat out. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. And Levy, look, I'll have you on the show. If you want to be on the show.
Oh, okay.
Levy's welcome to come on the show.
Depends what the weather is.
Yeah, right.
Depends on the weather that day.
Plenty of bags. Right. Put over your head if you want a bag. And how about a big, thick scrunchie for the neck, too? I just feel like I'm being fucking, what am I, the bitch over here? What is this, a brothel? Compound brothel. Yes, sir.
I don't think it has anything to do with money. Every time he comes here and drinks, he says he gets in trouble at home with his wife because he's having fun drinking.
He does drink.
I think he's not allowed to come here anymore.
So he's making an excuse instead of saying...
Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming. All right, were there any more parts from this?
I think the rest was just the usual.
Great stuff. We love to see it. Let us know what happens with that every time we check in with those guys. It's a blast.